Arnold Palmer. We got that golf game going strong. So I'm right here with my brother Chase Wright. Chase is a fantastic athlete. You want to talk about one of the greatest javelin throwers in the history of Naraguaicus High School.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm not that good.
But he's being humble, everyone. So, big thing. Shout out Arnold Palmer. Shout out that door keep opening and closing. All right, here we go. So, big news for the Boston Celtics. Straight up, today we dodged a bullet. Jaylen Brown is still on the team at this moment. But the real question is, will he stay on the team? I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he's going to stay on the team?
I think there's a chance of a draft night trade for the sole reason they've been packaging deals. He's hot on the market right now. People know he's available.
But the question is for the Celtics. I mean, the reason why the Giannis situation worked is because it was a win-win for Boston. You either got, you keep the team as is. If it doesn't work out and you're the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, probably the favorites to win the NBA championship coming out of the East next year. And if you do get Giannis, then you upgrade in a position that the Celtics have been desperately needing an upgrade on for the Tatum era, the whole Tatum era, an elite big man who can basically be the combination of Magic Johnson and Kevin Garnett. So that's the deal. I mean, that's why I think that they were willing to part with Brown.
He's a once-in-a-generation talent. He could play all 5 positions. It's unbelievable what he could do.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, amazing player, averages like 30, but you can't really pass up on Giannis.
No, you can't. No. So I understand why the Celtics did it, but it's like, will that bite them in the ass? I'm not sure.
I think it'll bite the Heat in the ass.
I agree.
They're a 6th seed at best now. They have no depth anymore.
No, they're gonna have to make some big time moves. I'm thinking that Andrew Wiggins is gonna be off the team here pretty soon. He makes like $30 million a year. He's old. He's probably a little washed at this point.
Okay.
But you can move $30 million, and you basically got to build a team with Bam, Giannis, and a bunch of guys that are, gonna have something to prove at this point.
They gotta develop a little more, I think.
The Bucks did get a bunch of draft picks from the Heat, and they will be drafting 2 picks in the lottery tonight, which should be interesting. Well, that's a good transition to the next point, the draft.
Yeah, though it's great to have picks, but in reality, none of those picks will ever become Giannis Antetokounmpo, ever. None of them will.
Well, it's hard to tell. Odds are probably not, but at the same time, it's very unlikely to find a player that is going to reach the Giannis caliber.
Peak of, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's always diamonds in the rough. Jokic in the 2nd round, Giannis at 15, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander toward the end of the lottery. But this draft seems top heavy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You got Boozer, who he plays really well. He kind of gives me some reminiscence of a young Tim Duncan. He's not as big as Tim Duncan, probably height-wise, but he's a skilled player. I mean, you could definitely tell that he's, the son of Carlos Boozer,
Yeah,
kind of a nepo in that regard, but still worked hard.
It never hurts growing up in a family that's been around it their whole lives.
No.
That never helped. That never... It helps.
No, it does.
It helps.
I mean, you know what it takes to be a professional. Who else do you like in this draft?
I think AJ DeBosta. I haven't watched a lot of college basketball, but I've seen his highlights. He's just put everyone on posters. He seems very explosive. I think his shooting is on the fence, but everyone needs to develop a little bit.
Yeah.
In that regard.
I haven't watched a lot of college basketball either, so I'm coming really at it from just a YouTube highlights background at this point. But I'm a big fan of Acuff Jr.
Yeah.
He looks great. He looks like a Kyrie Irving type, a point guard, somebody who's going to get 20, 25, and 5 or 6, 7 assists maybe. And I think he's going to be a good defender. If he brings the effort, He's a little undersized, which is concerning for anyone who's looking to draft him in the top 5. But as far as pure talent, he definitely should be considered. He's definitely out of the top 4, but he should be like 5, 6 in this point in the draft, maybe 7 to Sacramento. They got Russell Westbrook. They need a new point guard. You know what I'm saying? They traded Fox.
He's got maybe 2 years left, I think. He's getting close to the end. A lot of players are. I think the generation is ending. We're going to lose Kevin Durant, Curry, Braun. A new generation's going to be starting. I think it's going to be centered around people like Shea, Tatum, Flag, Wembanyama. The 2010s superstars they're leaving.
Yeah, they are.
They're going quick.
Yeah. They're at the end of it. James Harden's, another person who's kind of on the outs. Giannis is kind of that mid 2010s.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that one thing about anyone who's watched the Wright play, they know that I like to talk about the Celtics. So I do want to bring up one thing. I think that we are going to draft Koa Pete at 27. If we do not trade the pick, I think that the Celtics will get Koa Pete. I think he was playing from Arizona. He looks to be falling in that draft range. We need a guy who can play power forward, center. He seems raw. Seems a little, he's got some good bounce. He definitely has the look like he could be an NBA type of power forward in regards to the physicality, but I'm not sure much about his game. But if we do end up taking him, that'd be awesome. And if we take someone else, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, starting raw is never really a bad thing, especially of like a storied organization like the Celtics who could just develop pretty much anyone. I mean, we pretty much did that with Robert Williams too, kind of athletic, fast, high hops.
Major hops.
Turned out great.
Yeah, he was great.
Then traded him at high value.
So my real question is, what about Markelle Fultz? Is he gonna ever make it back into the NBA at this point, man, or what?
He was on the Raptors G League team and played great. Actually, he averaged about 25, but of course it was the G League, and he got a 10-day contract with the Raptors at the end of this year.
Yeah, and did he play in the playoffs?
No, he got he didn't
got
get
benched.
he didn't get his contract renewed. He got the 10-day and then left.
And then he was out.
Sadly, but I think just having him as a veteran presence really can help.
Yeah, somebody who's been humbled. Definitely had a lot of high hopes coming out before the psychological injuries and issues that he had.
It's more than just playing basketball.
Yeah, for real.
It's way more.
So another one of your classic favorite players just won his chip, Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I think that was a really big up for him. I think being trapped on a team in the West, not really trapped is the right word, but going through a lot of culture changes, I feel like being the man in like the early 2000s and then kind of being pushed to the side for the young Anthony Edwards. I feel like it was good for him to just get a new change of scenery. He fit the system perfectly. He knew his role, and they got the job done. I mean, they won Game 5, but he only had 2 points. He didn't need to do anything. He just went out there, played hard, got rebounds.
Well, I think that, he works well with a guy like Ant Edwards. Works well with a guy like, Brunson. He needs a good elite guard. It's kind of like a Shaq and Kobe relationship, except Karl Anthony Towns is definitely the second option out of those, rather than Shaq being the first option there. But no, I was definitely impressed with the Knicks. They surprised me. It was a series I kind of thought that the Knicks were the only ones that were going to be able to actually take down the Thunder or the Spurs. They beat the Spurs in the Cup game. But I do think that if OKC ended up playing New York, OKC matched up better with the Knicks. You definitely saw the inexperience and the injuries of De'Aaron Fox, but mostly the inexperience of Mitch Johnson and all the other guys that were just, they're fantastic players, but they're only 2-3 years in the league.
Oh, they'll have plenty of time to run the league.
No,
I'm not
for
worried
real.
about it.
I think Dylan Harper looks to be a stud in the making.
Yeah.
Stephon Castle, definitely a stud in the making, and you know, they got another guy named like Victor or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him either. So what do you want the people to know? Anything else before we sign off and watch Panama for the World Cup?
Oh yeah, I'd say Panama could pull off an upset tonight.
You think so?
Not really a heavy.
How about the USA though? They're coming in.
Oh, they're already hot. 2-0.
Yeah.
2-0. I feel like.
Is it all just like staged though, or does the USA look good? I think the USA looks good. Shout out in the comments if you think the USA looks good, and shout out if you like Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer alert! Arnold Palmer alert!
No.
Who wants some Arnold Palmies? Yeah, you were saying Panama. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I think they could pull off an upset tonight. I feel like playing Croatia
Mhm.
could. I mean, they're not two big powerhouses in the World Cup, but
It should be an
I just
even
feel like,
match,
yeah.
nonetheless.
I feel like if they could just get one win in the group play, I think that could really help their momentum because I don't think they've ever won a World Cup.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if Panama's ever won a game as well, but I know Mom said this in 2018. I think was their first time at the World Cup,
Yeah.
and they were like crying, like when they got selected for it. But yeah, you gotta respect the Panamanian heritage a little bit,
yeah.
you know. Shout out, give love. So we're gonna be watching Panama at 7, the draft at 8. Thanks for watching with us, and have a good rest of your week.
Yes, sir.